DN Media, Narrative Land Publishing, and Real Musician Pro present Break a Curse, Red Moon, Spectrum of Lies, Book 4. Written by D.N. Leo. Narrated by Claire Lindsay. Spectrum of Lies, Book 4. Break a Curse, Red Moon, by D.N. Leo. Narrated by Claire Lindsay. Part 1. Chapter 1. Orla! Lorcan's scream seemed muffled by the fog as he saw her turn around to look at him with tears streaming down her face. And then she vanished into the thick mist. What have I done? Lorcan asked himself, not expecting an answer. He stared into the emptiness and felt the vibration of the energy Orla had left behind. A blizzard. It felt like thousands of blades of ice were slashing at his skin. Was this the end of Orla and him? The Irish countryside blurred in front of him. This was the riverbank where they had become childhood sweethearts, but it had now become where their relationship ended. Orla, he called out again, but expected no response as he remembered the vision of her blending into the smoky air of the mysterious river. Why? Lorcan struggled harder to free himself, but his legs felt like they weighed a ton. His body didn't obey him. He did his best to turn around. Behind him, the woman pulled the upper half of her dress up to cover her breasts. She pulled her long, flaming red hair back to reveal her perfect face and the flawless skin of her delicate neck. Her striking blue eyes pierced at Lorcan at the same time as a smug smile crossed her face. What did you do to me? Lorcan asked, while summoning all of his leftover power to move. Nothing you didn't want, she smiled again. Lorcan thought he had gotten things under control. Bricious, a nasty sorcerer he had fought and killed during his last mission, had cursed his parents before he died. Although Lorcan had no idea how to break a curse, he had traveled back to Ireland alone, without Orla. They had fought so hard to be together, free from the curse her family here had bound them with, and he couldn't take a chance she would get tangled up in that mess again. He had landed at the riverbank after exiting the portal of the Damon Gate. But before he even had a chance to congratulate himself for successfully sneaking back to Ireland without Orla, he saw her. He should have known. She always seemed to know where he was. She smiled at him. It was the usual Orla smile, but there was something more to it. Lust. It didn't surprise him. They had run away from this place to be able to love each other freely and be together. And now here they were, back together, and at the riverbank. Love was the only thing he had in his mind, and he was sure it was in hers as well. She's irresistible, he had thought, and then grabbed at her. He kissed her as he always had, but this time it was different. As soon as he touched her, the air around him seemed to turn into a vacuum of some kind, and he was sucked into her. That was the last thing he remembered, and that had been the last moment when he'd been able to control his movement. The eyes of the woman staring up at him now were not Orla's. His arms were moving up and down her body, pulling up her dress. His mouth ravaged hers. But it wasn't he who controlled the actions. His body seemed glued to hers. His mind was numb. He heard himself screaming on the inside for it to stop. He was watching himself from outside his body. Bloody hell. He was having sex with this strange woman, and he couldn't do a thing to stop it. Then he heard a daunting sound. Lorcan! Orla's shaky voice stabbed into his heart. She had followed him back to Ireland after all. He couldn't turn around himself. The woman had to push him. Nothing hurt him more than the look on Orla's face. She walked away from him and vanished into the fog.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?